worsened my feelings of inadequacy because the slightest mistake, even if it didn't adversely affect anyone, was cause for alarm. I believed I had to be perfect all the time. But through my studies in astrology and about reincarnation, I learned that there are no mistakes, only lessons. And Al-Anon has taught me that it is progress, not perfection, that I should strive for. Perfection is an illusion. Progress is a goal. I began to realize that the universe, or goddess, seemed to be working on my behalf. My friend Dee Loofborough, at the age of 85, she was a friend of mine at my church in Ohio, once said to me, "I worry about you, Pam." And I said, "Don't worry about me, Dee. I always come out okay." And I always have. And then when my mother died very suddenly of a stroke, it'll be 16 years on January 28th, I had to go back to Michigan to settle her estate. I was the only heir, as she had expressly omitted both of my brothers from her will. My mom didn't get mad, she got even. It was a tremendously stressful time. Tom went back with me, but he had to leave after a week, and I was there for another 3 months. Michigan in January is not a great place to be, especially when you're used to our kind of winters. I was swamped with decisions and bills that were not going to be paid. Although, as one of the bankers said to me, "This is not your problem. It's your mother's estate, not yours." But with a very kindly lawyer recommended by my cousin Linda, I was able to sort through everything. I visited my friend Mary in Midland, Michigan, right about here. And I was lying in her guest bed the first morning that I was there and worrying about the estate. And then the voice that sometimes comes to me now and then said, "Let go of the things over which you have no control." And I felt as though a weight had been lifted off me. Later that day, Mary and I went shopping, and in a little boutique, I saw some charms, I guess you would call them, hanging on a little rack. The first one I looked at read, "Let it go." On the other side, it read, "Let go of the things over which you have no control." The exact words that I had heard in my head only a couple of hours before. It has become one of my mantras and has served me well. I bought the charm, and it hangs on my keychain to this day. Anger, old wounds, and resentment are all things that will weigh you down, clog your memories, and stymie your hopes and dreams. If someone in your past has wounded you by an unkind word or underhanded action, especially if it was done by someone you loved, trusted, or depended on, you will not benefit from holding on to the anger or resentment. And resentment is defined as bitter indignation at having been treated unfairly. It will eat at you until there is nothing left for you but pain for you and everyone around you. Forgiveness is letting go of the hope of a different or better yesterday. Forgiveness does not exonerate anyone, nor does it negate what that person did, but it can set you free from anger. It can keep you from dwelling on the injury. It can open your mind and your future to hope, and that goes double with self-forgiveness. Al-Anon told me an expectation is a premeditated resentment. When I was in cytotechnology school at the age of 21 in 1975, one of my 18-year-old classmates stated, "My parents taught me that the world was fair." I couldn't believe that. And I said, "Then your parents did you a grave disservice." I never got a chance to talk to her parents about that. My friend Charlotte says, "Life isn't fair. Life is. Fairness is a value judgment." Again, Resentment is bitter indignation at having been treated unfairly. And I think all of us have some expectation of being treated fairly. But when that doesn't happen, it is always a lesson. Letting go of a resentment is the acceptance of that lesson. It is self-acceptance. The anthem of the Disney movie Frozen has Elsa saying in part, "I'm never going back. The past is in the past. Let it go, let it go. And I'll rise like the break of dawn. Let it go, let it go. That perfect girl's gone. Here I stand in the light of day. Let the storm rage on. The cold never bothered me anyway."